Here's Dr. Joseph Maio. Tell us a little bit again about yourself, Joe, and then let's go to work.
How you doing, everybody? I'm Dr. Joe Maio. I'm a chiropractor. I'm located on Street Road. I'm really excited to be here to talk to you today about detoxification, purification. It's the first major step you can take to be proactive with your health. Now, I'm going to do two things before I start. First, I'm going to show you this burger. Some of you've already seen it, okay? This burger is from McDonald's, the one on the left. It's a fresh burger. The one on the right is 14 years old. I want you to take notice of a couple things. There's no worms. They don't even want the burger, right? There's no mold. The reason is because there's so many synthetic parts inside this burger that what you're eating is very far from being whole food, very far. So I want you to keep that in your mind before I talk to you, because what I want you to realize is that everybody needs a detox, and this is why. If you look at chicken, well, some people say, well, I don't eat the burgers, I go for the chicken. So a judge in 2004 said about their chicken nuggets, they called them Franken McNuggets. They're 50% chicken, pressed chicken, the other 50% is silicone and filler. The buns had mold inhibitors and everything else in there. I mean, you don't even have real bread. It's disgusting that we're even giving us to eat. If we gave it to animals, right, we would like to say, wow, we wouldn't even want to do that, right? People buy better for their pets. Dan, can you play the next video clip for me? The next one I want to show you is on sugar, okay? You may have got a little gist of it a second ago, but...
What I'm going to show you is that your body turns carbohydrate food into sugar. Let's start with a typical breakfast of cereal, toast, orange juice, and a banana. Cereal has about 1/4 cup of sugar. Toast has about 1/4 cup of sugar. Orange juice has about 1/4 cup of sugar. Banana has about 1/8 cup of sugar, and that's just breakfast. Let's say around 10 a.m. you get hungry, so you have a snack. Let's say you have a fruit on the bottom yogurt. This fruit on the bottom, low-fat yogurt, has a whopping 1/4 cup of sugar. And for lunch, let's say you're watching your weight, so you have a skinned chicken breast, baked potato, and some bread. There is no sugar in the chicken, but the potato has a heaping 1/4 cup of sugar in it. And the bread also has a 1/4 cup of sugar in it. So now 3 o'clock rolls around and you're feeling a bit tired, so you have a few pieces of candy and a soda pop. The candy is about 1/4 cup of, you got it right, sugar. And the soda is about 1/4 cup of sugar as well. Now for dinner, you're a good low-fat dieter and you're really trying to do the right thing, so all you eat is pasta. Pasta, bread, and a soda. And the pasta again is about 1/4 cup of sugar. The bread, another 1/4 cup. And the soda, about 1/4 cup of sugar. Now, are you getting the picture? Look at all this sugar in the foods you're eating. Incredible, isn't it? Keep in mind now that these spikes of sugar demand a spike in insulin to push all this sugar out of your bloodstream. Now, that's just one day's worth. Multiply that by 365 days, and then by how old you are, and you should be getting the picture of why most of us have had such a hard time losing weight, and why many of us suffer from such a variety of health ailments.
I'll tell you what, after those two things, the burger and that clip, I ought to be able to sit down and everybody with detox. Be that simple. I mean, you know, if you look at the sugar in your diet, sugar is going to cause a lot of inflammation. Another big problem with sugar is going to drive up your insulin level. So you have a little bit of sugar, right? What happens is your blood sugar goes up. Your body, in order to get the insulin into the cells, reduces insulin, your blood sugar goes down. Insulin, number one, you have to realize, is a fat storage hormone. So the first thing that happened during that peak is that you're able to store fat. Your blood sugar goes down, and what happens is that you become hungry and tired. So what do? Your body craves more sugar. This is why this type of purification program that I'm going to talk to you today is so good. It's not the kind of program where you're going to spend 21 days on the toilet. And I like to always tell that to people, because right away people think about detox and they think, oh, I don't want to get involved with something like that. I'm going to be running to the toilet every 2 minutes. This program is really designed to do three things. Number one, to change your diet. It's designed to get you away from sugar and away from problem foods, a lot of grains. It's designed to help you figure out what foods you might be sensitive with. Gluten sensitivity, dairy sensitivity, because while you're on this diet for 21 days, you're doing an elimination of all these type of foods. And the third is to detoxify. When you look at toxins, just in this room, I mean, I'm wearing clothes from the dry cleaner. Toxic. Carpet. Toxic. The chairs you're sitting on, I'll bet you we could find formaldehyde and other things inside the very chairs that we're sitting on. You go outside, you breathe the air. It's a problem. Every place we go, we're bombarded by toxins. At the same time we're bombarded by toxins, our food is more of a problem too. At one time, if you went back, I think I heard Veronica say this morning, which she was very correct on, if you took spinach in about the 1920s, 1930s, the iron content was actually 50 to 70% higher than it is today because of our farming practices. So at the same time, we're eating more and more sugar, right? We're taking less nutrients in and a lot more toxins. You know anybody who's got cancer? That's such a rare disease, isn't it? It's really, you kid about it, but it's terrible. You know, a lot of degenerative diseases are really stemming from our diet and our environment. So it's a way to take control. So when we talk about it, we might say, what's health? All right, let me see if I can get started over here. What does health mean to you? The usual answer is feeling good. To most people, as long as we do not have symptoms, we perceive ourselves as being healthy. It's probably the farthest thing from reality that there possibly could be. As Dr. Dan said today, you're going to know you have a heart problem when you have your first heart attack. That's not really being healthy. It just means that you ignored the symptoms of all the possible conditions that your lifestyle brought you to that moment of having a heart attack. Living in denial. Is that how you view your health? Pain being a problem? No pain, no problem? Pain is not a very good indicator of health. It really isn't. By the time there's pain again, your joints are worn and everything else. It's just not, because you sit here and you're able to breathe and you're able to function does not mean you're healthy. Now we can go by our numbers a little bit. You can take some of your waist as an indicator, your cholesterol, blood pressure. They're all little indicators of your health, but really a lot has to do in how proactive you are to maintain that. Another definition of health, a condition of wholeness to which all the organs are functioning 100% of all the time. Well, I think that's probably pretty good. If you could reach that, you would be pretty good. So are you at risk? Cancer. There's much more than just smoking and lung cancer. What's your cancer risk? Well, we talked about it. You're going to drink out of a plastic bottle. You got the BPA, right? You're going to go outside and breathe the air. You're going to eat that crap at McDonald's? You think it's just McDonald's, probably I'm sure you go to any place. Doesn't matter. Go to Kenny's. I like to go to Kenny's to eat lunch. I bet you they got more preservatives in their stuff than, unless you're out cooking your own food today, it's a problem. So this is why we do see so much cancer. Diabetes. Over 18 million people in the U.S. suffer from it. Take steps to lower your own risk. Well, look at the sugar. The FDA doesn't really seem to be helping you too much. In other countries, high fructose corn syrup is banned. In this country, it's in everything you get. So you're looking for the FDA for answers? I don't think so. And look at this, look at the cereals we eat and everything else. It's a mess. You see high fructose corn syrup, you think you're eating yogurt and eating healthy? Look in the yogurt, high fructose corn syrup. It's really hard to eat good unless you're making the food yourself or doing the right things. Yet it's all about the habits and your choices. Heart disease, the #1 killer in the U.S., also one of the most preventable. Osteoporosis. Osteoporosis is really a big thing for me, okay? Because what I look at is people have poor diets. Maybe they're lactose intolerant. They have food sensitivities. So right away they give themselves an absorption problem. They can't absorb the nutrients. Then what they do is they take that special little purple pill, right? Because they can't digest their food. And what happens is you block more of your nutrients because what you need in your digestive system is acid to digest food. When you start taking Tums and start taking things on a daily basis to decrease your acid, you're going to decrease your nutrient consumption. Major problem. So again, we have calcium, but we don't have all the other micronutrients we need to get that calcium into the bone. Strokes. Again, in most cases, severe disease can be avoided by lifestyle changes. The good news, life expectancy is improving. So by 2050, we're going to have probably 834,000 people in the United States living to 100. You would think it's a good deal, but think about it. If you live to be 100 and you're in a wheelchair and you really can't move around, it's a really good deal. Which is what, you know, the bad news, longevity and health are not the same. We're living longer with chronic diseases. You know, to me, I always say for my life, you know, I wish to live to be 100, but I want to live every day that I can get up on my own 2 feet and move them.